Yeah. This was a brother who... There was a situation where the brother...
The topic is how do you explain or define the boldness and arrogancy?
Yeah. So this is a situation which I went through with one brother whom I still love. Even if I don't agree with his behavior, I still love him. He's still my brother. Even if he doesn't like me anymore, he's still my brother. And this brother came one day to me saying that I am arrogant. He told me I am arrogant because I try to rebuke him in his way concerning different things. One of them, different things. And one of that was the pronunciation of the name. And of course, and it's not only against him, but against all those who pretend to know Hebrew and have invented a strange language, pronouncing Halahim and Yasharal and Yahuwah or Yahweh, whatever, all in A, which has absolute no foundation, in particular for those who come from the nations and have no idea of the Hebrew language. They even, most of them have not even ideas about languages. And when I rebuked the brother to show him that after asking him to show me how he came to speak so, and he was not able to give me any grammatical form, any evidence of this language, then I began to stand for what I believe to be Hebrew, according not to my rules, but according to evidence of documents and according to the knowledge of my brethren from Yehuda. So here we learn that we need to stand for what we believe to be true. By the way, I never accuse him to be arrogant. I just rebuke him. He's the one who accused me to be arrogant. But boldness is to stand for the truth. To stand for what we believe to be truth. In order to stand for what we believe to be truth, we need to bring evidence. If there is no evidence, we have no truth. Truth is built on evidence, and evidence is the Torah. So if we don't have any evidence, we have to close our mouth and to wait and to learn. Somebody who pretends something, the Torah tells us but 2 or 3 witnesses, things are established. If I want today to accuse the Masoret to have manipulated the Hebrew scripture, then at least I need to bring 2 or 3 witnesses from the same time for my evidence. Unfortunately, for them, there is no evidence. There is no evidence on the pronunciation for Alahim, Yasharal, or whatever, Yahuwah, not even for Yahweh, there is no evidence. So, but these brethren have chosen the way to accuse others. To accuse others, and they call us with all names, and say that we are arrogant. No, arrogance has nothing to do with that. Arrogance and boldness. Boldness is to stand on one side and to stand in spite of everything. Okay? And even the prophet Daniel say that those who are bold, they will be the real warrior. Okay? In the last days. So now we need to stand for what is true. And the truth is according to the standard of the Torah, not according to the will of man. So,
The knowledge of man.
the knowledge of man, yes. And so, there is no evidence at all from the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the 8th century that there is one name called Yahuwah or the Yahweh in the scripture. There is no evidence of that. The mistake is that those pretenders think that it was so. But the vowels existed long before the Nikud. Because the Nikud were invented not to manipulate the language, but to preserve the language. And the reason is very simple, because it was the time of the diaspora. And they were thinking that the time may come that this language will die, and that nobody will be able to speak Hebrew. This is why the Nikud has been created, in order to preserve the language, not to destroy it. And secondly, the Masoret work in the Hebrew for Jewish people, not for those of the nations, not for pagans. And today the arrogancy of many in the body of Mashiach come and want to teach the Jew, to correct the Jew from their pseudo manipulation of the scripture. That do not stand before Elohim. That do not stand before Elohim. We can accuse the Jew from many things, especially in Judaism, but not to manipulate the language. That is a very big mistake. This is where does the boldness come, to stand for what we believe to be true, because it stands before the standard of the Torah, to bring 2 or 3 witnesses. Today, thanks be to Elohim, there is more than 1,000 witnesses proclaiming the name Yehovah, while there is no single witness proving the name Yahuwah, Yasharal, or the Yahweh. That is fact. So this is why we stand with boldness and not with arrogancy. We stand for the truth. Period. Finish.
But we can read also that the Goyim will receive the name. So when prophet,
it's written in Habakkuk 1:4. Yeah, 11. You see, from the book of Malachi, we read in chapter 1, verse 1, "For from the rising of the sun even to the going down of the same, my name shall be great among the Goyim, the nation, and in every place and sense shall be offered unto my name, and a pure offering among the nations, says Yehovah Tsebaot." You see, it is proclaimed here that this name will be known among the nations, and we believe that now we are living in the last days, and that this name will be known. Let me see another place. When we come to Yehoshua, which is the Aramaic form of Yehoshua is Yeshua, we see it that Yehoshua himself say that he gave him his name. When we say Yehoshua, we know that in Hebrew the name can be transformed and have a meaning. So Yehoshua is really the form from Yehovah, Yehovah save, because the word Shua come from Yehoshua, Yoshua, which means salvation. And this is what we have to learn. But Yeshua do not mean Yehovah save. It means Yah save, but not Yehovah or the Yahweh.
Well, it's not wrong.
It's not wrong.
Yeah, of course.
But it's not the name of our master, because his name is in him. His name is not Yah. Yah is a poetic form of the name Yehovah, and it's not the form of the name. It is the first letter with the last letter of the name Yehovah, which are pulled together in a poetic way to form the name Yah. So, whatever the people say with Yahweh, they have no evidence. They have no evidence. No evidence. There is no evidence. Okay.